Okay, so today I was doing my daily scrolling through Reddit, and I found this post that was cross-posted to the epilepsy subreddit that is called Am I the asshole for not believing my sister has epilepsy? So my sister Amy, 19, apparently has epilepsy, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I, 29, called her out on it at a family get-together and now no one is speaking to me. Backstory. My sister has always been a hypochondriac. She goes to her doctor insisting she has the disease and has had 2 MRI scans for a brain tumor in the last 5 years. She always used to get out of going to school saying she woke up feeling ill but miraculously was better by the end of the day. She was bullied at school, so I'm assuming she don't want to go in, okay? She had a seizure at a friend's house and kept staring out into the distance and shaking. It did not look like a seizure at all. She went to a hospital and had a scan, but no tumors or anything was wrong with her. She had another seizure a few years later and went to hospital and was discharged the same day. I was not there, but if it was the same as the one I saw with weird staring and mild shaking, then I don't believe she had one. A year later, she was diagnosed with epilepsy by an epilepsy doctor, apparently. Since she shares constant epilepsy posts on Facebook and survivor posts, okay? I never say anything, but it winds me up because she doesn't have it. We met up with family for a meal at a restaurant and the lights started flickering. Our aunt asked if my sister was okay because her epilepsy and I snapped. I said she doesn't have it and she has been faking it for years. That, okay, it says Thai, but I'm assuming it's that, so let's just go with that. That proceeded for my whole family arguing with me that she had night seizures, and that's why she woke up feeling ill, etc. I said my points mentioned above and they asked me to leave. My sister's boyfriend said he sleeps with her every night and knows she 100% has them apparently. I asked him to go tell me why, and he stuttered and said he won't go into details. I'm in the car park pissed off for being kicked out because I called her out. Am I the asshole? You fucking idiot. Of course you're the fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. Like, there are so many different types of seizures out there. But if you go into the comment section of this post, we see that people with epilepsy are like commenting like, you're the asshole. There are a few different types of epilepsy. Hers sound more like absent seizures. There often looks like someone staring into space. They're just like zoning out. These are hard to catch and are often overlooked since many people associate seizures with shaking, yelling, or losing consciousness. She's a grown woman and she doesn't need to tell you the details about her visits with her neurologist slash etiologist. Like, these types of seizures that she's talking about is actually, they are one of my auras, basically. What I mean by auras is that this is something that I get before I get my grand mal seizure. So I zone out and like for a couple of seconds when I'm talking to someone, just staring them in their eye and just completely disappear. If you continue down here, it's just millions and millions of comments like, you're the asshole, you're the asshole. And you know, you're the ass because even if she's faking, you brought this up to humiliate your sister at a family gathering in a public area. If you had shown concern for your sister at any point and tried to speak to either your sis herself or your family member in private, I'd maybe understand. But the way you describe this sounds like you got just some weird grudge or spite for your sister. You clearly have no genuine concern for, not about, her health. Why would she or anyone share every boring detail of her illness or diagnostic process with someone who acts out in such an immature and embarrassing manner? Like, I know, right? Like, why would this be a thing? Like, I totally understand, like, the comment. I understand this. Like, of course he doesn't want to share this with, like, if you have someone that is just telling you that you're faking it, that is just the absolutely most hurtful thing ever. But yeah, that oh my god, who does this? Who does this kind of shit? There's hundreds of these different seizures, and people have hundreds of different triggers, and some people trigger from alcohol, some don't. Like, trigger is alcohol is a very, very common trigger, but some people just doesn't have that as a trigger. I do, and I've met people with epilepsy that can drink alcohol just fine. And this is why people need to get educated. Like, there's so many people that has a skewed understanding of what epilepsy really is. Like, as I said, and it is stated in this post, this is just one type of all the seizures that do actually exist. I have photosensitive epilepsy with grand mal seizures, so I kind of belong in this 3%. But like, in the grand scheme of everything, there are only 3% of everyone that has epilepsy that suffers partially from photosensitive epilepsy. But the ones that suffer from tonic-clonic seizures and grand mals, it's a minority in comparison to the people with other types of seizures. Oh, here we go, another one. Just because she doesn't have a grand mal seizure does not mean she's not epileptic. There are different types of epilepsy and different levels of severity to the medical diagnosis. Get your MD before you try diagnose or undiagnose people medical condition. And to top it all off, she says, this is an edit, okay? Guess I'm apparently an asshole then. Looking through the comments about absence seizures, she could have searched what they were and copied. I stand by my point. Middle finger emoji. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Yeah, they need some education real bad. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do when I started this channel. Like, I want to educate people. I want people to know what this is, what epilepsy is. Sure, this matches up with me. Yes, I am the stereotype, but this is not at all. This is also epilepsy. Oh god, yeah, I don't know. Ooh. So anyways, I just felt that I had to make a video about this because it's just, yeah, it's up my alley since this is something that I'm talking about on my channel. So with that said, everything that has a beginning also has an ending. Goodbye.